Couch Guy Sports Podcast, episode number 129. Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali, and tonight we've got Connor on. Connor, general fill-in host, so when one of us aren't here, usually we've got Connor on. But instead, tonight, we have decided to bring Connor on. We got to get the juices flowing for him again.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the Raptors podcast coming back, so the Couch Guy Sports Celtics podcast is officially almost back. We have a new second host with Connor. His name is Liam. They're getting everything together. Liam's also going to be the producer. He's just got a few more tech stuff coming in. They've already been talking. I think we've got a day of the week that it's going to be releasing, but we're not going to make that announcement yet. If you guys don't, go follow the Raptors podcast Twitter on Well. You'll see all of the announcements drop there. So, Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali, Connor Strayer. No Pat tonight either. But Pat's got some things going on. We also had to push the night back of recording, so things got a little thrown off. Mm-hmm. I wish one tough thing about podcasts is that, especially because we do just a general sports podcast, and the thing is you don't have any of the scores. So whenever we start updating or talking, we just have to talk general sports news. But right now, the Yankees and the Astros are playing for Game 4.
You're not watching it?
I wish we could talk about the ending of this game, but we just can't, because then tomorrow's it's whatever. It's just something I've been struggling with tonight, because I really want to talk about the series, but I don't want to talk about the series and have it be old news.
Well, Connor doesn't feel any sympathy for you whatsoever. So
not at all.
Move on.
I'm watching the Chiefs Broncos game as we speak.
Connor, you want to it's not even on yet.
What are you talking about? It's on right now. It's 11.
I thought it was on at 8:30.
Oh no, it's on right now, bud.
Oh.
8:25.
Broncos are on the 50-yard line.
The Broncos are?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't care. I really don't care. That game, look, we're not talking Chiefs tonight. We talked Chiefs last week. The Chiefs, man. Okay, I guess we'll talk about it for a second. The Chiefs. What happened to them? What a dumpster fire. The thing is, here's the thing with the Chiefs. And I said we're not going to talk about the Chiefs, but we're going to talk about the Chiefs.
We're talking about the Chiefs now.
The Patriots are just, it's not even a question. They're the clear-cut favorites in the AFC. That's, again, not even a question.
They're the best team in the NFL.
Debatable.
They are.
You could make an argument for other teams. Maybe the Saints when they get Drew Brees back. But no, they're definitely in the conversation, if not, for most people, obvious favorites. But the Chiefs were supposed to be the clear number 2 or potential number 1 in the AFC. And they're falling apart. And people are saying, oh, Patrick Mahomes, he hurt his ankle. Oh, ESPN. oh my, you got to tweet out every video when he throws a touchdown with the eyes emoji. Oh my God, Patrick Mahomes is so freaking great. It's so stupid. Patrick Mahomes, I don't care that he has a bum ankle. These guys should not be losing at home to the Texans and to the Colts.
You know what it is? It's LeBron James factor. He's got the LeBron James treatment going on with ESPN.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh,
he gets literally every second of every inch of SportsCenter. He just gets it all.
No, you're right. It's unbelievable. Every single time. The one video, and look, I like Patrick Mahomes. He seems he's fine, I guess. He doesn't do anything that pisses me off really. It's just the coverage this guy gets. Do you remember 2 weeks ago when everybody tweeted out that video, ESPN, the score, whatever, tweeted out that video of Patrick Mahomes running upfield and staring at the ref, turning around looking at the ref?
What was that for?
Yeah, why?
What did that ref do to you?
No, not even that. Why is that a video? Who cares? He just looked at the referee and then kept running upfield. There was nothing special about that video. But anyway, the Chiefs. The problem with the Chiefs is the defense looks like it got worse from last year. Which is bad, because that defense last year was garbage.
And it's still garbage.
Oh, they're worse than they were last year. And the thing is, the Patriots defense was good last year. Good, maybe close to great. This year they've shown to be the best defense in the league so far. They've had soft ass opponents, but as of right now, they've shown to be the best defense in the NFL.
Well, that's why you can't pick the Chiefs really against anybody. Can't really pick the Chiefs right now, because the teams are basically even, and the Chiefs defense got worse and the Patriots defense got better. So offense is about the same. Pat's offense might have got worse, but that defense on the Kansas City side,
but
awful. It's awful. Ooh.
But people forget how bad the Patriots offense was at the start of the year last year. Like when you like there was in my mind, I remember doing like CLNS roundtables, talking about it. I was in even we did multiple podcasts where we were like, this Tom Brady might be done. He looks bad.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, and it got better. And look, Patriots brought Ben Watson back. You know, N'Keal Harry's coming back, which we're going to talk about in length in a little bit here. But some additions might have happened without having to trade for anybody. So there's a chance it gets better. But you guys did win.
We're going to talk about this when we get to N'Keal Harry. But it's just I cannot believe how bad the Chiefs are. Like the offensive line too for the Chiefs has just been horrific. And the thing is with the Chiefs, it's Patrick Mahomes' whole game is he can move, he can get out of the pocket. You need an offensive line for a game plan like that. Mm-hmm. You need it. And if the offense takes a step back, which they clearly have, then the defense at least has to mask those errors.
Even tonight, I was watching the pregame for the Thursday Night Football game tonight, the Chiefs game, and they were saying the Chiefs need to run the ball. Well, you can't if you have an offensive line that's terrible.
You can't. And I mean, no shots at Damian Williams, but I don't think Damian Williams is that good. I don't.
No, they got to use LaShawn McCoy, and they're avoiding it for some reason.
LaShawn McCoy I don't think LaShawn McCoy is that good either. I think he's old at this point.
Yeah, but
he's
with
still
that
better.
Game plan, he can still run better than Williams.
Exactly.
Can.
Okay, but the best part
they were screwed when they had let Kareem Hunt go. Like that was the biggest thing. When he was on that team, he was what made them so dynamic because the run threat was just as big as Tyreek Hill was. So it wasn't as big of a deal. Now it's we know we want to give it to Patrick Mahomes because they can't run the ball.
The Chiefs just in the game plan, the blueprint. The Patriots handed everybody the blueprint last year, and you saw the Texans and the Colts use it. Just run the ball right up these guys' friggin' dicks.
Yep.
Just run it directly at their dicks.
Right up their dick.
Shove it up there.
Run right at the D, right at the dick,
Squeeze
right at that soft
squeeze right
D, and you're gonna be fine. You will. If you just do that twice, you'll get a first down. Their run defense is horrible. I think that if I got the ball in the backfield, I could run through this Chiefs defense. I do.
You're pushing it now.
These guys stink.
See, it's early in the show. Don't be making strange comments yet. We haven't got to the weekly dump yet. Don't start throwing this shit out there.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, we got to get to the weekly dump. But I'm just saying, they stink. These guys absolutely stink.
We'll see how good the Pats are soon.
Okay, but it's crazy because when you look around, and we talked about this last week, one of the main topics last week was, is there any legitimate competition in the AFC? And you can talk about the Bills, you can talk about the Colts, you can talk about the Texans, but can you? The Texans? You think I'm worried about the Texans
Bills?
Postseason? The Bills? No.
The Bills?
The Bills are not going to do anything. They're not going to go anywhere. They might make the playoffs, but that's about it. And then
they'll make the playoffs.
Respect Jacoby Brissett. I do not trust Jacoby Brissett to make the Colts a legitimate threat. And then the Baltimore Ravens, they came back down to earth once they had to face regular competition. And not for nothing, that defense is wildly overrated. It's the Patriots. If the Chiefs aren't going to step up, which I would still expect the Chiefs to make the AFC Championship game. But if they can't step up, then Patriots might have a decently easy opponent. Because you got to expect the Patriots to at least make the AFC Championship. And if they don't, that is a horrific failure by the Patriots.
Now it's going to be a home game at this point, in my thoughts. Unless it has to be a home game at this point.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the weekly dump.
Chiefs suck.
Gronk went on the Greg Hill show of WEEI, and when asked by a caller if he'll be coming back, he said, quote, "It's a no. In my mind, that is how it is. It's a no. I would have to be feeling it mentally, physically, like a couple of weeks of me feeling it. I need to play football again." That doesn't even make sense, Gronk.
Gronk.
So Gronk again. Gronk, he actually legitimately denying it this time that he won't be back. I still don't buy it.
He kept saying no. He's like, absolutely no. It's a no, 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 no.
He might be tired. He might be tired of people asking. And the thing is, if he's religiously using the CBD medic, if he does choose to come back, he's going to have to wait a few weeks for that to get out of his system.
What, the CBD?
Yes, you cannot. CBD
it's
banned
in the NFL? Okay.
Yeah, that's why CBD is not why, but Josh Gordon's been suspended a million times for weed.
For weed, CBD is different, so.
Different.
CBD's
it's on the list.
CBD's
okay, it's on the list. Okay.
No, you'll test positive for weed with CBD.
I don't think so, bro.
Yes, it is an extract from marijuana.
Yeah, but they can make the difference. They can tell the
Yeah,
difference.
they can tell the difference.
Like, it's not the same positive test. Because no, it is, because
Dude,
they were
it's
talking
so
about
different.
how they want to,
Yeah,
like,
of
they
course
could
it's
legalize CBD without having to legalize weed. They could do one and not the other, and make it okay.
All right, fine. Maybe I'm no doctor, but
That's for
I
sure.
still it's still illegal in the NFL, so he would still get suspended. So regardless, he would have to stop taking this thing that he is heavily endorsing.
Mhm.
Zach Greinke just walked the bases loaded and then walked in a run on 4 straight balls.
Yikes.
Anxiety
Speaking
real
of,
pitcher. Can't do it.
the Yankees and Astros play Game 4 tonight, but at the time of the recording, the Yankees are down to the Stros 2-1. Currently in the game, they're up 1-0. Zach Greinke on the mound versus Tanaka. The Nationals head to the World Series by kicking the dicks in of the Cardinals in a 4-game sweep. A few trades were made in the NFL. Marcus Peters got traded to the Ravens, and then Jalen Ramsey. Everybody was like, "Oh wow, the Ravens! You got rid of one of your defensive backs. The Rams. You got rid of one of your defensive backs. What's going on here?" Boom! They get Jalen Ramsey. They pull him out of Jacksonville. Jalen Ramsey was dealt from the Jags to the Rams. The Patriots inked 2 tight ends. They signed former Jets tight end Eric Tomlinson, who is going to be used, I would expect, mostly as a blocking tight end. And then they also re-signed Ben Watson, who they let walk last week. And actually, in doing that, they got Ben Watson on a less of a cap hit. So it actually ended up working out well for the Patriots. And also with that, I would then expect that Matt Lacosse's injury is a little worse and a little bit more severe than we know about right now.
Oh,
and Michael Bennett suspended after a philosophical.
There we go.
After
a philosophical difference.
Dude, fuck this word. This agreement with the Patriots defensive line
Philosophical.
You can do it, Nick.
I said it once. Philosophical.
Dude, come on.
Say it.
Who, me?
Somebody.
Philosophical?
There
we go. I said it right. Come on.
Philosophical.
I think that's how you say it.
No, it is philosophical.
All right, cool.
I can't. I'm telling you right now, you give me like an hour. If I reread that word, I'm not going to be able to say it. Oh, wow. They've already got some warming. And fat face Gary Sanchez is up. All right, that was the weekly dump. NBA China. Big news this week. Probably the biggest news, the top story in sports. The NBA versus China. So, to give you guys a background, I know this China conversation's real. Fat face Gary Sanchez strikes out with the bases loaded, you moron. NBA versus China. So what's going on in China right now? I know a lot of people are confused about this. I did a little research on it. I vaguely knew, but I got a little bit more detail on it. So not to bore everybody with those deep details, but in 1997, Britain apparently owned Hong Kong for a while. In 97, they gave Hong Kong back to China, but under the conditions, under the rules, under the two-system law that Hong Kong, shut the fuck up.
Oh,
you're putting Jared to sleep.
You're talking. My bad.
Hong Kong was more like America, democratic, freedom of speech. It's a lot of people. Hong Kong is like America, essentially. It has their own borders, the whole nine. And then mainland China is very communist, commies, basically. It's run under the government. The government makes all the rules. It's not free. So now Hong Kong's supposed to be living under democracy, under freedom. China is now interfering with this. So this sparked the Hong Kong protest. The citizens of Hong Kong believe that China is beginning to interfere. There were people going missing, some prominent people going missing, and then they turned up in custody in China. And they feel like they're being censored. So they basically feel like China is taking back their freedom, which they're not allowed to under the law. But this sparked the protest. China's killed people already, killed some of these protesters. And they've also there's a lot of messed up stuff going on in China right now. NBA, big partners in China. one of their biggest partners, probably their biggest partner, is China.
Huge
relationship, massive relationship.
I would say like the sneaker sales in China have been like triple what they have been here.
Yeah.
Like for all like the player sneakers.
Yeah, probably billions and billions of dollars.
It's nuts.
So
they would be those players wouldn't make as much money as they do without the China market.
No, and that's
100%.
the thing with and I'll say this now before I even finish it, with this whole event that's going on here with this controversy, this could affect the NBA salary cap, which is one of the craziest aspects of this entire situation.
Yeah, because if this all continues to kind of spiral out of control like it has, and China really doesn't. I mean, like China didn't play those preseason games. Like the market that loves these teams doesn't get to watch these guys often. Had a TV deal out there, and they didn't show them. That's money lost. These players had appearances set up for when they got out there, and they landed, and they weren't allowed to come. They were basically told to F off. Like that's a big deal. It's money in people's pockets, and if it keeps spiraling, it's TV deals lost, it's market sales lost, and cap goes down.
So the biggest part, or what sparked this entire controversy basically, is the NBA's got some preseason games going on in China. They got the Nets, they got the Lakers, and general manager of the Houston Rockets, Daryl Morey, sent out a tweet in favor of the Hong Kong protests, and it said, where'd it go? Where the hell did Daryl Morey's tweet go, you son of a bitch? I had it, I swear to God. Daryl Morey, here we go.
You're lying, Nick.
Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong. It was a picture. Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong. So he sent that out, and that pissed China off.
They were not happy.
No.
And the NBA, and it's very obvious at this point, the NBA made some of their probably biggest and maybe most influential, but definitely their loudest voices in the NBA who always have opinions on things or aren't afraid to express their opinions. Popovich, Steve Kerr. And when they were asked about this, it was clear that the NBA told them, do not talk about this. Now, the problem with this entire situation, for me, Steve Kerr, Greg Popovich, the NBA, a lot of the NBA players, they're very open with denouncing our government, the American government. They go after Trump all the time. They take their shots at Trump. But all of a sudden, when money gets involved, and we knew this too. We knew this was going to happen. So it's not like this is a surprise. But all of a sudden, when there's money involved, when China's upset, when there's millions upon millions upon millions of dollars at stake, all of a sudden, this woke league, this league who is always talking about, always on the quote unquote good side of things, they refuse to talk about this, and they won't talk about this because the NBA is not allowing them to talk about this. There was a CNN reporter at the James Harden Russell Westbrook press conference who, when she started asking the questions, I would assume it's a PR person in the room, told her she can't ask that question, and that was about the China situation.
Yeah, it's not coming up. If any, this is for good, I think. Like if anybody brings this stuff up around these players, they're not talking about it at this point. And you know what? Like LeBron should have shut his mouth. No one should have brought it up. But the problem is,
like we're gonna get to LeBron.
No, I know, but like the problem is, a lot of these players and coaches, like you said, will just openly talk about everything because they have their platform. But this is something that's way outside the boundaries of the states and what they have a platform and people care about. Like there's a lot of shit going on outside of the United States that people don't realize because we don't live in it. That saying the wrong word, like in the United States, when LeBron James goes off on a government or Steve Kerr says something about Trump, like they don't get punished for it. Nothing happens. But like over there, they're not going to get directly punished, but their words will go a lot further to cause more problems than it does here because of the stableness of the states versus everywhere else.
Yeah, but my issue is this is a major problem going on with one of your biggest partners, with your biggest partner, with the NBA's biggest partner. They are legitimately trying to take freedom away from Hong Kong, which is a horrific issue. Again, there are a lot of things. If you guys look at what China is doing right now, they're killing people. There are concentration camps set up right now in China.
Yeah, there's a lot going on the other side of the world that we're
not good. And China's not going to like this podcast.
No.
I mean, China. Look, I understand China, they could probably.
If you're listening out there, China.
Nick Quaglia is your guy.
100% banned in China right now. Our podcast will not reach there.
big Chinese food guy.
Love that orange chicken.
First of all,
huge Chinese people. Is General Gao, General Sao? I don't care. It's good.
It's delicious.
Delish.
Keep making it.
But my biggest issue is the
dumplings.
The problems in China are the problems in China right now. That's not really the point of this. The point of this is if these players and if these coaches are going to continuously step up and say things and come after like our government, for example, then when there's freedom at stake in China, you should be able to say something. You should be able to speak up on it. And I understand it's a business thing. I completely understand it's a business thing. But then it's a double-edged sword, because then if you're not going to speak about this, about China legitimately trying to take freedom away, democracy away from their people in Hong Kong, then I don't know if you necessarily should be able to speak on other political things, because if you're going to speak on political things on one side of your mouth, then you have to speak on all political things.
Yeah,
you can't
that's
just
the
ignore
problem. Is now they look like D-bags because they only talk about certain things. Like, well, this is something that I feel safe talking about, so I'm going to talk about it. Or like the league, I get why they can put a ban on them from talking, but at the same time, if LeBron James wants to talk about it, he's going to come out and keep talking about it. Because what are they going to do to him? Like, they can't just kick the guy out of the league. If they fine him, he'll pay it and they'll move on because they're paying him a boatload of cash. If LeBron James wants to come out and talk about this, and he really does, he's going to do it.
He's going to do it, but that's the thing. China is going to continuously destroy this relationship that they've built with the NBA. And going further with that, just reading articles about this, Adam Silver's already said that this has taken a big hit financially on the NBA. Adam Silver says that the financial fallout has already been substantial. Says China asked the NBA to fire Daryl Morey. Silver told them that's not going to happen. They probably won't even discipline him. Several Chinese companies denounced him and cut ties with the Rockets, one of the most popular teams in China. Silver is standing up, though, for Morey. He has had Morey's back on this situation. But it's tough, and I get it from the NBA side of things. I completely get it from the NBA side of things, because they are your business partner.
Yep.
But at the same time, you can't ignore what's going on over there.
No.
You can't. If you're gonna be in bed with these people, then if this conversation comes up, I almost feel like these players be smart about it, but they should be able to say something. Like Steve Kerr looked nervous to me in front of the cameras because he knows how delicate of a situation
and
this
is. And that's a guy who never has a problem being in front of the camera, never has a problem talking about politics or anything that's going on. And you're right, he looked like he was trembling about talking about this because he was afraid someone was going to ask him about it. And
he knew it was going to come up, and he knew that the NBA. We don't know this for sure, but we assume that the NBA told these guys that they can't speak about this situation.
Oh, they definitely did. There's no way around that. They definitely did.
Now, and aside from China, and I wish I knew more about what was going on in China, but I don't know too much. There's a lot going on, but I've got the basics of it. Now, LeBron James. LeBron friggin' James goes after Daryl Morey.
Tuesday.
The worst. Somebody tells him that's funny, by the way. Taco Tuesday?
It's not funny at all. I hated it.
Somebody tells him that's funny. And the audacity of that guy to think that he could trademark Taco Tuesday?
Yeah. Hey,
he tried, but failed.
I came up with Taco Tuesday.
The audacity.
Not everybody in America. That's mine. No one can use it.
The audacity.
Like, what is that?
Do that.
I'm LeBron James, and I want a patent Taco Tuesday, please.
So LeBron
that's
James,
mine.
LeBron James went after. He didn't, I guess, go after
Instagram
Daryl
story.
Morey.
Taco Tuesday.
But
it's me.
He had some comments about Daryl Morey that weren't great, and he got a lot of backlash. He said, in what do you call that? Media scrum, whatever. He said, "quote Yes, we all, yes, okay." Yes, we all do have freedom of speech, but at times there are ramifications for the negative that can happen when you're not thinking about others, a.k.a. LeBron, me, and you only think about yourself. Here's my first problem with that first sentence. Daryl Morey's tweet directly was him not thinking about himself and directly thinking about the people in Hong Kong.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I care about them. That's stupid.
Yeah.
I stand with Hong Kong. That's it. Like, it nothing to do with him.
Right there. How do you say that and then not realize what you just said? He's not thinking about himself. He's thinking about the people who are going through a lot of crap right now, a lot of BS over in China. Insane. This guy lives in a bubble. This guy lives in just a world where everybody's just kissed his ass since he was 2 years old.
Yeah,
since he first picked up a basketball. What'd you say?
He has no idea about anything.
No, he doesn't. Once he was able to pick up a basketball, everybody just kissed his ass.
He probably doesn't even know where China is, to be honest.
Well, he's been there 15 times. I read that.
Yeah.
In 16 years of having.
Doesn't mean he knows where it is.
Doesn't mean he knows where it is. He probably just hops on the plane and is just like, see ya.
He continues to say, quote, I don't want to get into a word or sentence feud with Daryl Morey, but I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand, and he spoke. So LeBron James, who has a high school diploma, is telling Daryl Morey, who, by the way, went to MIT, that he's uneducated on the situation.
Wait, is MIT a good school?
Spoke. Huh?
Is MIT a good school?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's in Massachusetts, too.
Is that one of the best schools in the world? Yeah, maybe.
It's unbelievable that LeBron would come out and say this. Because, again, it's like he's living in a world where anything that he says is just, it's gospel. And this guy thinks that he is much smarter than he is, and he always has. He always has. Like we've talked about before about, remember when he had like the Godfather book that was just in clear view of the media scrums?
Oh, yeah.
It was like, look, I'm LeBron James and I read. Okay, LeBron, thanks. Like, tuck that away.
You all right there, buddy?
What are you doing over there? What are you doing?
Stretching? My leg was cramping up. I was sitting on my leg.
You
not drinking enough water?
No, I'm drinking plenty of water.
Dude, you got to drink some pickle juice.
No. I don't understand maniacs. People who drink pickle juice should be jailed.
Oh, I don't even like pickles. That's disgusting.
Well, that's wrong, first of all.
Pickle juice.
But look, LeBron James.
Pickle juice.
He's the same. I've got the same issues with him that I do with the rest of the NBA, where LeBron has been one of the big. I don't know how to word this, but he has denounced, gone after Donald Trump multiple times. But then when there's freedom at stake, okay, when there's a freedom issue going on in a country, again, that you've got a giant partnership with, when they are literally trying to turn it back into a communist country all over the place, take away Hong Kong's rights that they have legally. When it comes down to that, all of a sudden, nobody should speak on that. Stay in your lane. He told Daryl Morey basically to stay in his lane and shut up. If Daryl Morey wants to talk about
this, it is literally what he said. Yeah, no, 100%.
If like in the whole statement, it's not about other people. It's about him. It's all about him. I don't want to get into a word or sentence feud with Daryl Morey, but I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand. Yes, we all do have freedom of speech, but at times there are ramifications for the negative that can happen when you're not thinking about others and you only think about yourself. No, again, LeBron, buddy, you're not talking about other people.
Hey, my name's LeBron James, and I want to patent Taco Tuesday. That was me. That was
delusional.
Me. No one else came up with that but me. I want to trademark that because I went Taco Tuesday once on an Instagram post. Thank you. That's my time. Appreciate it. Go Hong Kong.
But if you were going to be political, you have to be political.
It's one or the other. Like if you're
no, and he's not saying go Hong Kong.
I know.
He's saying go China. He's saying go mainland
go
China.
Yeah.
You know,
which he's not educated at all about it. He probably knows nothing.
As long as it doesn't affect my bottom dollar, again, which is basically what he said, as long as it doesn't affect my wallet, go China. Do your thing, China. It's unreal. It is unreal. Don't talk politics if you can't talk politics about everything. If you don't have an opinion on it, that's one thing. But it's clear what was going on there. And when you go after your own country so hard, I think this is a situation where you could say, hey, China, Cut the BS, man.
Hey, China, man. You gotta stop going after Hong Kong like this, man.
Yeah.
They have the right to do whatever they want, man. It's Hong Kong. They got borders.
All right, that's all I gotta say about LeBron James and China and Hong Kong and all that. And again, I don't know everything that's going on in China.
China, bring the dumplings.
You don't?
Come on, bring the dumplings.
But as little as I do know,
Crab rangoon.
Oh, now I want those.
it's a messed up situation that's going on over there right now. The messed up situation.
No doubt.
All right, moving on. N'Keal Harry back to the Patriots.
N'Keal.
Nakula.
Keenan and Kel.
N'Keal Harry.
Ooh, good fantasy name. If you got them. If you have them both.
Who loves Keenan and Kel?
N'Keal Harry back for the Patriots on the practice field. He's eligible to play Week 9 against the Baltimore Ravens. So that a lot of people have talked about depth at the wide receiver position, which is crazy because at the start of the year it was almost like they had too many wide receivers between N'Keal Harry.
They traded Demaryius Thomas.
Demaryius Thomas, who we're going to get to later. Now that N'Keal Harry is back, do they still have to go get another receiver?
Yes.
100%.
100%. I mean, that or a tight end, like someone who can just come in and catch the ball.
They have too many tight ends now.
Well,
yeah,
you can get rid of the one. You can get rid of the second one they just signed.
Are they good tight ends?
I mean, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's the second tight end they just signed besides Ben Washington? They brought someone else in.
Big Nose his name.
Yeah, just cut that ass. Whatever.
Cut him.
Get a real tight end in here.
LaDainian Tomlinson?
Tyler Eifert. To pair him with Ben Watson.
His older white brother.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I don't even know if he's white. I don't even know what this guy looks like.
Wow, Nick, come on, dude. You can't just say stuff like that.
China where you belong,
2019, bro. But yeah, we need a different wide receiver. We need someone who's going to step up. Maybe a veteran wide receiver that the Pats can go grab. Trade for somebody. Come on, Bill.
So my name that I would like the Patriots to go get and trade Michael Bennett. Okay, that's it. Michael Bennett has.
Yeah, now you can.
Michael Bennett hasn't fit the system well, and he played 11 snaps last week, and the defense is still grinding. The defense is still moving. He's clearly unhappy with his role.
Why was he suspended?
Philosophical.
Philosophical differences.
Say it with me, Nick.
Philosophical differences with his position coach.
There you go.
Hey.
Trade him away. You got to find it. Trade him away. I would prefer if the Patriots went and got a guy like Mohamed Sanu. And I know, Jared, you want Danny Amendola. You want Danny
Amendola.
No.
I'm
done with Danny Amendola. I'm over the Danny Amendola phase. I'm not about it. I'm tired of it. Look, I love playoff Danny. I really do.
With N'Keal Harry coming back, you don't need a stud. You just need another guy who knows this offense, who can catch a damn football, and is reliable in the playoffs. That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, but we know this guy. That guy is built like paper. He falls apart. He is paper mache left in the rain.
The only other guy I want besides Danny Amendola is Emmanuel Sanders. That's it. Only other guy.
I would love to bring in Emmanuel Sanders too. He's another name that I would love to have on this team. And obviously AJ Green, if that's even a possibility. It doesn't sound like the Bengals even want to deal him. Deal him.
He doesn't want to leave either, so.
Yeah, that's what he says. But why would you want to?
He doesn't want to leave. He's a soft player. He doesn't care. He's getting paid.
That's true, I guess. But why would you want to stay with the Bengals? They are such a joke.
Because it's AJ Green, and he's a joke.
It's pretty harsh.
Give me playoff Amendola.
Wow, Jared.
Danny, playoff Amendola.
Because you can plug Amendola right into the system. He already knows.
He knows it.
And Brady loves the guy.
Here's your number back. Get number 80 back from Gunner and go to town.
Yeah. Or cut Gunner, whatever.
No, don't cut Gunner. No. Whoa, Connor.
All right. Do we need Cowboy Gunner out there?
Yes, you need somebody to field punts.
Calm down. You need Gunner.
Okay, whatever you say.
To field punts who's not that valuable. If he gets hurt, whatever, stick somebody else back there. That's literally why you keep him. But no, I don't want Danny Amendola back. If you're going to bring somebody in, bring in Emmanuel Sanders or bring in Mohamed Sanu. One of those two guys, they'll fit in fine. It's a veteran, so Brady will like throwing to him because Brady likes throwing to veterans.
Sanu's the most realistic option besides playoff Amendola because the Falcons suck.
The Falcons.
Yeah, Sanu's not that good.
Yeah, but in his offense, he'll be fine. Like he's having a pretty good year, and he's good enough to play. He's not going to be your number 1 option. He's not going to be your number 2 option.
Nobody's looking for a top option.
He's going to be a 3 or 4.
You're looking for depth.
Yeah,
that's all you're doing here.
If Sanu's
we
your
go
third
and get
or fourth
Diggs.
option, if Sanu's your 3rd or 4th option, you're doing okay.
Yes, and Stephon Diggs is not available.
Who's not?
Everybody's talking. No, Stephon Diggs is not available.
What about Keenan Allen?
Keenan
wasn't a real reporter.
Keenan Allen.
That is something I've been seeing a little bit.
Keenan Allen?
Then we can rename the Patriots to Keenan and Kel.
Yeah, well, no, because the Chargers aren't doing so hot, and if we can offer them a couple draft picks or whatever, we might be able to get him. And I think he would fit in the system.
I have not heard a rumor one time about Keenan Allen yet.
Oh, I haven't heard a rumor, but I'm just saying that would be a great trade.
We're just making shit up. Hey, why don't we go get Tyler Lockett in Seattle? Huh? Why not?
Well, because they're doing pretty good, Nick. They're doing pretty well. They're doing pretty well.
Oh, damn.
I'm saying the Chargers haven't been playing too well, and I think we can make a good trade for Keenan Allen.
I'm not.
And his contract ends.
I'm not even gonna.
His contract ends next year.
Huh? Guys, oh my God,
his
Kansas
contract
City's
ends
winning.
next year. They might ship him off.
I am not going to entertain this conversation.
All right, whatever. So when we get Keenan Allen next week,
Danny,
come talking to me, dude.
If the Patriots go and get Keenan Allen, then fine.
Like, you gotta praise my ass.
I will praise your ass. I promise you that. I will praise your ass.
Guys, Tyreek Hill hasn't been throwing the ball once tonight.
Good. That's fine. I got Patty Mahomes. I just need him.
Yeah, Nick needs to lose this week in fantasy, by the way, guys. Has he talked about that on the show at all?
Oh yeah, my own 5 start.
His miserable start.
I've talked about that probably for half of the shows.
Nick just made a move today for Melvin Gordon as well. So like his team is legit full of huge names, and he only has 1 win.
My team is one of the best I've ever seen on paper.
It's one of the best fantasy teams ever.
Yes,
but it sucks.
Thank you. I've been telling Jared that for weeks, and I don't think he's believed me.
Oh
Jared,
my God.
My team is so good.
It has 1 win.
I've got one. Let's read this roster.
And you I was just going to pull it up too.
David Johnson, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Amari Cooper, Mark Andrews, Mark Ingram, Justin Tucker, the Chicago Bears defense. My bench, Melvin Gordon, Larry Fitzgerald. My bench is even good.
Wait, you have 1 win?
Just yes. 1. I kicked his ass 1 week, and my team sucks.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Supposedly sucks.
It's real bad.
You need to figure that out.
Yeah,
you need to win.
I've got 1 win. I should win this week. And look, hey, you know what? Let's get in a little secret here. The whole reason I traded for Melvin Gordon today is to trade him.
Yeah, but now you can't get it for draft picks. Oh yeah, You tried trading him to me today. I'm not falling for that shit. You tried getting like a 4th round for me.
Falling for it? What do you think? I'm trying to trick you? How is me trying to Melvin Gordon trying to trick you?
I'm not a big fan of Melvin, and you wanted too much for him.
What did I ask for?
I don't even know, but I wasn't gonna accept it.
I always want too much.
It came from you.
No, me and Nick have made deals in the past. We're pretty fair.
That's
how we got all these people. I traded them like 3 draft picks last season, so I could make a super team. That didn't win, by the way. So super teams aren't always the best teams.
Yeah, but Connor, I'll be honest with you. Once we made that trade last year, I knew you weren't gonna win.
Well, fuck you.
I knew your team wasn't really that great.
It was pretty fucking good.
It was really good, but I knew there were 2 other teams.
I had Zeke, Kamara, Hopkins, another really good wide receiver, a good quarterback. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
But no, how is me trying to trade Melvin Gordon is not trying to trick you.
Wasn't gonna trick me, but I wasn't. You got him for fucking cheap. What do you get him for? Like a 3rd round pick? Yeah, 4th round pick, whatever.
So you're not gonna. So you wouldn't make that deal because of what I traded to get him?
You can keep him, and your team's not gonna make the playoffs.
First of all, you can fuck off. You better hope I don't make the playoffs, pal, because I'm gonna steamroll if I make the playoffs.
Yeah, let's see about that.
Better friggin' believe that, pal. Oh.
I hope you make the playoffs just to lose week 1. That would be hilarious.
No way.
Just to lose week 1. You come like make an amazing comeback, climb up the rankings, come in like 3rd place, and then you just lose week 1. That'd be so funny.
If I lose week 1, then I'll off myself. I'll do it.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that, Nick. We're your friends here.
Not do that.
Jared, we should call somebody.
Suicide is not a joke.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't call China.
Okay, you know what? I'm off topic here. I DM'd Carson Edwards. I want to get Carson Edwards on this podcast, but he hasn't answered me. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna hammer Carson Edwards mentions this week. We're gonna get him on this podcast. All right, last topic. Let's do this quick. Demaryius Thomas article on Bill Belichick by our guy Manish Mehta.
I hate that guy so much.
King of Patriots slander. Comes out with the most outrageous conversation, the most outrageous topics. But this one's not really outrageous. It's just an article basically on how Demaryius Thomas, actually the title, a waste. Demaryius Thomas, where the frick did it go?
Nick, you're all over the place tonight.
I don't think he wrote that in his title.
I swear to God.
Demaryius Thomas.
Okay, well, it's right here. Jets receiver Demaryius Thomas says brief stay with the Patriots was, quote, a waste of time after trusting Bill Belichick. So if you didn't read the article, basically it's saying that Demaryius Thomas was, he felt disrespected with what the Patriots did. So this part is pretty crazy. Why did you just click that like button, Connor?
Don't worry about
it. Just keep talking about the DT guy.
Yeah, keep going, Nick.
So Demaryius Thomas felt disrespected by Bill Belichick and the Patriots.
What a wimp.
When he was with the Patriots, they reassured him, it says in this article, that he has a roster spot on this team. He absolutely has a roster spot on this team. And then the second that Antonio Brown became available, they cut him.
Bye.
See ya.
So one of the excerpts here, Thomas chose not to sign elsewhere since he was given assurances that his spot with the Patriots this season was not in doubt. New England brought Thomas back 2 days later after placing N'Keal Harry on injured reserve, so obviously this is after they cut him the first time, but changed course a week later when Mercurial Antonio Brown slithered out of Oakland. Then he said, quote, it was insulting for sure. Once I got cut on August 31st, I could have just come here to the Jets and not stayed there and re-signed. When they re-signed me, I was thinking that I was good. 2 weeks later, I was gone. So it's like, why did I waste my time? Because at the end of the day, it was kind of a waste of time for sure. Waste of time for me. Quote, it's disrespectful for me. Like, you could trust and I could trust you. You could trust me and I could trust you. You told me when you cut me at the final cut, sit around, you'll be back, and I stayed. I could have easily become a Jet once I got cut. I could have been here the next day after I got released, but I chose to stay. Coach Belichick came up to me and was like, and this is when he got traded. Coach Belichick came up to me and was like, we got too many guys.
We got too many guys.
You're going to can't get the ball around it. We can't get the ball around enough, and
run to the Bills.
I'm gonna trade you to the Jets. Thomas said, and that was that. Ain't no reason to yell. They've won championships without me. I was only trying to be a part of something that was going to be good when I was there. They're doing a hell of a job. So one thing I do got to say, it doesn't sound, and it says right at the bottom too. It's of the article. He's not mad. He feels disrespected and insulted with what the Patriots did to him.
Yeah, it doesn't even sound like he's like jealous. No. I mean, obviously he's jealous because he wants.
It sounds like he like half understands.
He's like he wants himself to play better. He should have played better. Is basically what he's saying.
Well, the thing is like.
No, I don't even think it's that.
If it wasn't for AB at all, he's on the team. If it wasn't for Antonio Brown, he's on the team.
Yes, and that's what it is.
At the time, it was N'Keal Harry was coming back. You brought in Antonio Brown. You had Dorsett. You had Edelman. You had all these guys. You had Jacoby Myers, who you were keeping. So there was no room, and you just brought in Antonio Brown. If you just didn't bring in Antonio Brown, Demaryius Thomas is a Patriot right now, and he's playing.
Yes, which is why I don't think it has anything to do with the actual play. It just had to do with he was the last man on the roster that the Patriots were willing to cut ties with, because once they were telling Antonio Brown that Demaryius Thomas, that his spot on the roster was fine, but that was before Antonio Brown decided that he would sign with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Which, in Demaryius Thomas, it sounds like he understands this. It's Antonio Brown, you got to take that chance because he's so damn good, and it screwed them in the end. It absolutely screwed them in the end. But at that time, you have to do it.
Well, if it worked out, like say Antonio Brown did last and he's playing right now, then this conversation wouldn't even matter if it even happened at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because the Patriots don't need Demaryius Thomas. If Manish Mehta still writes this article, it looks more like a desperate cry for attention than it does an actual story, because the Patriots would be rolling with Antonio Brown, and the wide receiver depth wouldn't be questioned right now.
Yes.
I get why Demaryius Thomas is saying this stuff, because he's sitting over there in Jetland with one win.
And he wants to be with the Pats.
And he wants to be the Pats, who are going to be 7-0 soon.
Well, do you think next Monday night he shows them up?
No, I don't. No, I'm not worried about Demaryius Thomas whatsoever.
Okay. No, they're gonna tackle Sam Darnold. They're gonna sack him like 5 times.
Well, I'm hoping he gets a few.
You know what? No, I actually think the Jets game on Monday is actually going to be relatively tough.
I think the spread's 9 points.
I don't think Demaryius Thomas is going to be a factor in that game whatsoever. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't think
the Jets will be lucky to score 10 points. The Jets will be lucky to score 10 points.
Well, I think Sam Darnold's pretty damn good.
Yeah, but he's in the past, all these Jets games that have been close or against teams that the Patriots defense sucked. Patriots defense is legit.
Okay. I think the Jets actually have a decent chance to win this game. But regardless.
Dude,
regardless.
16-0.
Do you feel any sympathy for Demaryius Thomas? No, because you came to the Patriots. Who cares what they say to you? You have to understand that it's Bill Belichick and the Patriots. They've been doing this for as long as Bill Belichick's been here. He has cut guys. He has traded guys. Go down the list of well-respected veterans. Lawyer Malloy, Richard Seymour. He's just gotten rid of these guys who were big pieces of this team. What makes you think that you're untouchable? That's on you for thinking that.
Guys, George Springer. Let's go.
Did he hit a home run?
3-run dinger.
Ooh,
let's go. All right, we're done here.
He wants to go watch baseball.
Episode. I had to shut off my TV because I get distracted. Episode number 129 in the books. Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali, and Connor Strayer. The show will be produced and edited by producer Patty P. Guys, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Couch Guy Sports, and then the Couch Guy Sports Podcast, Twitter at Couch Guy Sports Pod or Couch Guy Podcast. It's one of those two. I always forget. Again, and also rate and subscribe on iTunes. It's huge for us. Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali, Connor Strayer. Guys, we will be back next week. Thanks for listening.